Hey YouTube, what's going on? Juniio here, and I'm back again with another reaction video, kind of, but this time it's episode 3 of the Q&A series. Yay! 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 Quite a while ago, we reached past 3,000 subscribers, so I asked in the 3,000 subscribers special for you guys to leave some questions for me. A few of you responded, so I'm going to take some time today to answer your burning, tough questions. Let's get to it. First question comes from Chase Vonnegut. Question 1. Have you tried listening to Circa Survivor or have they been blocked? I think since this question got posted, I did post up a Circa Survivor reaction, so go check it out. Number 2. What is your favorite Final Fantasy game? 7 for me. Hopefully they don't mess up the remake. You know, I honestly have to admit that I've never actually completed a Final Fantasy game. I only ever rented them from Blockbuster when that was a thing, so I only have them for a weekend at a time. I do own Final Fantasy 13, but I was never really able to get into it. But I am looking forward to the remake of 7. I would like to play the original 7th one, as well as like Final Fantasy 6, 8, 10, whatever is considered to be the really good ones. I think I could probably get into. The genre of huge, sweeping, epic RPGs is something that does appeal to me. I just couldn't get into Final Fantasy 13. Question 3. If you could be any other animal, what would you be and why? Probably a dragon. I think being a dragon would be pretty cool. This is assuming I can't pick some other humanoid race like elf or tiefling. Probably pick a dragon. They can shapeshift into a humanoid figure. They are extremely intelligent, quite cunning, and very powerful, and quite highly respected among the sentient races of the Forgotten Realms. So if I had to pick another animal to be, or another being that is non-humanoid by nature, dragon is definitely the best pick. At least in my opinion. Question 2 comes from Hazel Angus. Number 1, are you Canadian? I'm guessing so. I'm British, but have a Canadian cousins, and your accent is very similar to theirs. This whole narrative that I see popping up every once in a while of me having a Canadian accent is complete and utter nonsense. It's a lie. I don't have an accent. Do you know who has a real Canadian accent? I'll show you.
I shot that beaver right in the fucking ear and boom, dead. Dropped. So we grabbed him out. He's still on the other side of the creek. I gotta go back and grab him.
This guy's got a Canadian accent. Where are you guys getting this from? What am I saying that identifies me as Canadian? I am Canadian, but not this Canadian. Number 2, has anyone ever told you look like Michael Hutchins? Your smile is different, but other than that, I could be fooled by the long curly brown hair, but I swear you look like him. I've never heard of Michael Hutchins. I hope he's a cool dude. This guy's sexy AF. Question 3 comes from Morgoth. What's the one thing you would love to do that would make an impact in your life? This one's a lot more existential. The things that immediately come to mind are things that would signify me being able to fulfill life dreams, like what the path that I want to take with the rest of my life, right? So that could be making it as a filmmaker. You know, long-term goals that I want to be able to make movies. So being able to produce, star in, co-direct a feature-length film that we actually get funding to make and put through the festival circuit and eventually gets picked up by some sort of distributor. That would be something that I would love to do. There's also the musician side. I feel like everybody has the dream of being that rock star. Unlike filmmaking, I'm not really seriously pursuing music. I just do it on the side for fun. But I always thought that performing in like a metal band or something would just be absolutely the most amazing thing ever. And then just as far as like video production stuff goes that I do for my business, getting a huge client that would, sponsor us to go do some crazy adventures around the world. That's another thing that I think would make a big impact. The 2 filmmaking ones are ones that I'm actively working towards. The music one, who knows if that'll ever happen. It's just fun to think about. From Jam and Kawaii Man. If you could be a penguin, would you prefer to be in a zoo in a controlled environment with 3 squares guaranteed? Or would you take your chances in Antarctica and play the female penguin field like a boss? I think this question is actually a lot harder than most people might think. Penguins that live in the wild in Antarctica are living kind of what their natural life is supposed to be. And, they have that freedom. They also have the ignorance of a life that could be better, right? It's a very harsh environment. I'm sure there's a very high mortality rate amongst the herds of penguins that wander the ice scapes. If you were a penguin in a zoo, you'd be guaranteed safety, food, comfort, security, whatever you'd want. But of course, the limited space is quite troublesome. The lack of spatial freedom would have a serious kind of detriment to your mental and physical health. Think about this if you're a human. Would you rather, as a human, have no governance over you, nothing controlling your life, but you live in a very high population density area of extreme poverty and danger? But look, you've got your freedom and you can do with your life what you will. Or you're under house arrest in an all-inclusive resort. You can't leave the resort, or else, because you just can't. It's not allowed, and you know that you're locked in there, but you have to live there for the rest of your life, and you have other prisoners there, I guess the same species as you, who are also trapped in this resort with you. Which is the life you prefer? Again, the answer to that is a lot more complicated than some people might think. Some people might think like, oh, obviously I'm taking the all-inclusive resort. Who cares if I never have to leave? Everything that I need is right here. I'm getting fed, I'm getting shelter, I'm getting entertained, I'm getting anything I ever want. I don't need to leave this small space of land. Whatever. Whereas some people might think, I'm not giving my freedom away to anybody. I'll take my chances out in the hostile and hard world of real life. So it's really up to what's important to you. What's important to me? I think it's tough. I'd like to think that I would prefer to take my chances out in the streets and try to make something of myself. But then again, there's always that chance of failure. All of a sudden, when you're not doing so hot, that guaranteed security and safety looks like a pretty good deal. For some reason in my mind, I keep thinking of like a cyberpunk dystopia. So if my choices were between utopian paradise or cyberpunk dystopia, obviously I'm choosing cyberpunk. It's so sick, and I've romanticized it so heavily in my mind that I just think that living in a street gang in the cyberpunk world of Night City is just the epitome of existence. But that's probably completely wrong. The right answer probably is to go into the all-inclusive utopian resort. Oh, question from Peter Galbraith. What activities do you do outside the office? Camping, skateboarding, just being a straight up baller? Wow, it's almost like this person knows me in real life. I do in fact enjoy camping and skateboarding with one of my friends named Peter. What? Besides that, I really enjoy things like working out, kind of. I enjoy the benefits of working out. D&D is a big thing, as you can probably tell. I love reading, watching movies, making movies, going to the beach. I don't know, I like a lot of things. Dancing, making music. I have an almost regular life with which I'm aspiring to be less regular every day. Brick Custom 7. Are you a musician? And if so, what instruments do you play? Having plans for writing your own music? I actually am a musician, and I do write my own music. Just not very often. It's a very long process for me to ever release any music. I don't know, because I don't spend too much time on it all the time. But I'd like to start doing more in the future. I can play guitar. I learned how to play piano before guitar, so I have kind of the basic building blocks of that. I can kind of sing, and I've been teaching myself how to produce stuff on the computer, so I can almost do like a one-man band sort of act. I can kind of play bass guitar because it's basically just easy guitar. Just kidding. I don't know. I fiddle around with whatever instrument I can. But yes, I do make music from time to time. And it varies between very goofy and very, very serious. So I have something for everybody. Last question. Why does a round pizza come in a square box? Because they're not going to make a round box for it. That just doesn't make any sense. I feel like it's a lot easier to make a fully functioning square box that can open and close as opposed to a circular cardboard box. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's why. Because you can get square pizzas, but traditionally it's easier to just kind of toss the pizza dough into a circular shape and then just place it in a pre-made square box. I don't know. I think it makes sense to me. It's not really one of those big conundrums of life that people need to be dwelling over. From Gloria Bluestein, who are some favorite artists outside the metal genre? Well, I actually listen to lots of other music outside of metal. Metal is only one of the genres I listen to. It just happens to be one of my favorite. I'm super into Billie Eilish right now. I found her a little while ago through this video. Absolutely fell in love with her. Actually, hold on.
I'm feeling depressed and unfulfilled. Perhaps I should give my parents a call.
I like her as a friend, but seriously though, I like her music and her whole aesthetic and mood and vibes and just everything that she puts out in her interviews and everything. I just find it to be so fascinating and so refreshing. And yeah, I really like it. I also listen to a lot of rap music. Gotta get that emo punk.
Yes, Juliet, are you with me?
Love it. It's so awesome. I also love country music, both kind of traditional stuff and this really poppy garbage nonsense that you hear on the radio all the time. I know it's a very controversial opinion, but this kind of stuff just reminds me of great summertime fun with the buds. And whatever. I can listen to it if I want. I know it's trash. I know. But that's okay. I also recently got into Ariana Grande because I was in the States for a bit. And this song was being played non-stop on the radio. So whatever. I've been listening to a lot of this song and this album. So that's one thing. What other genres are there? What else do I listen to right now? I don't know. There's just so much other great music outside of the realm of metal. John Mayer is an artist that I grew up listening to. Give me any genre, and I'll give you some artists that I listen to in that genre. No matter what the genre is, I guarantee you I'll find something that I like in that genre. Final question from Steven Yanak. So far in your music reaction career, what is one or more song that stood out to you from the rest, or the one you liked the most? Doesn't matter. My answer is probably going to be Eternal Darkness. The name, the sound, everything was just hit me in that good spot. I absolutely love it. All right, speaking on that last question, how could I forget about Britney Spears? Greatest artist of all time. I do like this song. And that'll be it for today's Q&A episode, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like it. If you like the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions for a future Q&A, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. And that's it. I hope you like Britney Spears, because I sure do. All right, that's enough. Bye, guys.